right now on 12 News at 10.
A Peoria family mourns the loss of their 17-year-old son, killed in a crash earlier this week. His loved ones now pushing for change.
I'm Chase Golightly. Tonight, an East Valley Police Department is warning people about designer drugs, what they are, and why you can buy them at a gas station. Coming up.
We're clicking back up to the 90s for Easter weekend, but I'm also tracking another cool down in the extended outlook, along with some rain chances.
12 News at 10 starts now.
Well, good evening and thanks for joining us for 12 News at 10. I'm Mark Curtis.
And I'm Kariba Devine. New tonight, Chandler police arrested a man for DUI even though he had no alcohol in his system. Instead, police say that he was impaired from what they call designer drugs.
12 News journalist Chase Golightly spoke with a biochemical engineer about this. And Chase, this product is perfectly legal.
Mark Kriebe, don't let that designer name fool you. You can buy these products at gas stations, convenience stores, or smoke shops. But experts say that doesn't mean they're safe. This video taken by Chandler police shows a man in their custody who had trouble walking in a straight line. But it wasn't booze or weed that caused this. The man told police he had taken kratom he bought from a smoke shop, one of several designer drugs that are out there.
These designer drugs are actually substances that are chemically altered or modified versions of existing drugs.
Moshe Williams is a biochemical engineer out of the East Valley who researches Schedule I substances. He says kratom acts like an opioid. Bath salts, magic mushroom chocolate bars, and spice are all considered designer drugs, where they have similar effects to the actual illegal drugs, but are legal, which is why they can be sold at gas stations, convenience stores, or smoke shops.
Chemists slightly alter these molecules of a known compound, often a controlled substance, to create a new version that gives you a similar effect. And because it's been slightly altered, it's not yet listed under the controlled substance law.
For kratom in Arizona, there are restrictions, like you have to be 18 years or older to buy, and certain compounds aren't allowed. While some are advertised as being natural, Williams says they aren't regulated.
There's hardly any research typically on any of these drugs, so we don't know how they're going to respond. They're unpredictable.
At times, causing serious problems.
There's been people that have been blinded. There's been obviously death and psychosis. So these aren't drugs that you per se want to just go into a smoke shop and buy.
However, Williams did say some research shows kratom has helped with people suffering from opioid withdrawals. Still, it can be abused. Chandler police saying if you do plan on taking these designer drugs, to not get behind the wheel. Otherwise, you may end up behind bars. Now in December, Attorney General Chris Mays called on lawmakers to implement further protections and restrictions against kratom, wanting to give law enforcement a clearer path for enforcement. We're live in the studio. Chase Golightly, 12 News.
All right, Chase, thank you. Developing tonight, detectives are investigating after a body was found in a Central Phoenix canal.
This all unfolded just after 5:30 this evening near Central and Highland. Crews responded after getting a 911 call about a possible body in the water. Officers arrived and did find a person in the canal who wasn't breathing. That person was pronounced dead at the scene. Phoenix police tell us this is an active investigation. Be sure and stay with 12 News for the latest updates. Meanwhile, detectives are renewing their efforts to identify a body that was found in a Scottsdale canal almost 2 decades ago.
Scottsdale police believe that man was between the ages of 19 and 35 years old.
This is archived video of the scene from 2005. Police recovered the body near the Salt River Indian community.
The department is now asking people that may have ancestry connections to the community to upload their DNA to the public genetic database in hopes of finding a match.
All right, meteorologist Lindsay Riley is here. And Linz, it's been just a gorgeous week here. How are we looking heading into the weekend?
Well, things are going to get a little bit warmer again. High pressure is moving on in. Today we topped out at 88, and by the time we get into tomorrow, our first of 5 days in a row of 90-degree temperatures. And we have some mid-90s in there as well. Right now it's a beautiful 77. Gorgeous night out there. Much cooler up north, 36 in Show Low and Window Rock right now. Sun Sunrise time is at 6:12 tomorrow morning. We'll wake up to a few fair weather clouds, and temperatures at about 6 to 7 a.m. will be in the 60s, rising up to 75 degrees by 9 a.m. As for the weekend high temperatures, tomorrow we're looking at 91 with a few fair weather clouds. Easter Sunday a little bit warmer, reaching a high of 95. Full sunshine, totally dry here in the valley. And tomorrow will be totally dry up in the high country. But on Sunday afternoon, 4 to 7 p.m. or so, we could have a couple very isolated showers around the White Mountains and the Rim. We're looking at about a 20% chance for Easter Sunday, and that increases to about a 40% chance, especially around the Flagstaff area on Monday. More on additional rain chances in the extended outlook coming up in just a few minutes. Caribe.
All right, Lindsay, thank you. Tonight, a Peoria family is mourning the loss of their 17-year-old son killed in a crash with his high school classmates.
Peoria police say a driver failed to yield while making a left turn near Happy Valley Road and Lake Pleasant Parkway and slammed into a car carrying 5 teens. 3 of those teens are still in the hospital. Another teen, Sarth Corpay, died from his injuries. His family tells 12 News he had his whole future planned out. Medical school, a career as a radiation oncologist, and a dream of opening a series of free clinics for kids in need. They say they're not holding on to anger, only they are hoping for a change.
So I have no anger. I mean, people misjudge the speed. You sometimes don't get to see like how it works. Right? I mean, just the human error.
His father now hopes to push changes to left-turn yield laws, believing that it could save lives.
Tonight, new details in the case of an Arizona girl found alive after more than 30 years.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible. The Gila County Sheriff's Office says that Christina Plant was reported missing in 1994 by her uncle in Star Valley, just north of Payson. At the time, investigators searched a car that was linked to her disappearance and believe that she may have been taken by her mother, who did not have custody, but they couldn't confirm that.
So what happened? The case went cold for years until the sheriff's office reopened it with a new cold case unit. Deputies have now confirmed that Plant is alive. Although she's not cooperating with investigators about what happened, she did provide enough information to verify that she is that missing 13-year-old.
The Commodity Futures Trading Commission is suing Arizona and 2 other states, saying that only federal regulators should oversee prediction markets like Kalshi. The commission says that Congress had granted the CFTC the sole authority to regulate these markets. Attorney General Chris Mays has already filed charges against Kalshi, calling it illegal gambling tied to sports and elections. The outcome could shape who controls this industry nationwide and how it's regulated moving forward.
The teen accused of plotting an attack at the Phoenix Pride Festival has pled guilty to making a terror threat. Marvin J-Lo was arrested back in 2024, just 17 at the time. Investigators say he planned on killing as many people as possible to further the goals of ISIS. He'll be sentenced May 1st.
Well, the Arizona Wildcats are hoping to win their first NCAA championship in 30 years. But first, the Michigan Wolverines are standing in their way.
Michigan is tough. And as those 2 teams get set for tip-off tomorrow, Arizona head coach Tommy Lloyd made a statement about his future today. 12 Sports journalist Lena Washington's at the men's Final Four in Indianapolis.
Arizona head coach Tommy Lloyd is staying in Tucson. The university announcing this morning that they have agreed to a contract extension that will keep Lloyd with the Wildcats through 2031. He's in his 5th season with the Cats, leading them to their first Final Four appearance in 25 years. The extension comes after a week of speculation that Lloyd could be on the move to take the job at North Carolina. He's been asked about the opportunity multiple times, and every answer has been the same. He's focused on Arizona. Within the first 3 minutes of today's press conference, with athletic director Desiree Reed-Francois in attendance, Lloyd put the rumors to rest, even refuting a claim that the most famous Tar Heel of all, Michael Jordan, called him to make his pitch for UNC. We know Lloyd is all about loyalty, and he's not going anywhere.
I'm happy to announce I'm staying at Arizona. We've been able to get some things done the past couple days. I really appreciate, President Garimella, John Arnold, and Desiree, for showing a real commitment to our program. Arizona basketball, you guys know what it means to me. And when I say it's a special place, that always comes from the bottom of my heart. I didn't want to make this entire Final Four about that because I'm just a small part of something much bigger. North Carolina is a first-class organization, and I appreciate them for the way they've handled this. You know, with that being said, though, I made a decision that my Michael Jordan is Steve Kerr. And I'm proud to be an Arizona Wildcat.
Arizona takes on Michigan in the semifinal game at 5:39 local time. It's the marquee matchup. The winner faces either Illinois or UConn in Monday's national championship game. We have much more with the players, the band, and the fans on 12 Plus and 12news.com. With the Wildcats in Indianapolis, I'm Lena Washington, 12 Sports.
All right, Lena, thank you. Still to come on 12 News at 10, some good news for drivers as we head into the holiday weekend. And some not so good news. Gas prices are still hovering near $5 a gallon. We'll break down what drivers are paying across the state.
And at 10:11, let's give you a live look over downtown Phoenix. Stay right here. 12 News at 10 is coming right back.
"12 News Valley Cam, sponsored by Parker & Sons Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electrical.
12 News at 10. I'm Mark Curtis.
And I'm Kariba Devine.
And 12 News Today in AZ. I'm Emma Jade.
I'm Allison Rodriguez. One team covering news around the clock. We are getting you going with a fast start to your day.
From when it breaks at night.
12 News journalist Maria Stobbs is live
to the developments the next morning.
Continuing coverage now as we are in day 12.
Tracking the incoming weather.
We're going to be mostly sunny and how it's impacting you when you wake up.
So end your day with 12 News at 10.
And start your day with 12 News Today in AZ.